Glad you're with us today for the Retirement Income Show with Troy Sharpe, the CEO and founder of Oak Harvest Financial Group. I'm Mark Elliott. Of course, Oak Harvest located 920 Memorial City Way, right off I-10 and Bunker Hill. You can find out more about Troy and the team just by visiting the website, oakharvestfinancialgroup.com. It is a phenomenal website. There is a lot of information about Troy and the team, but also about their process and about different areas. oakharvestfinancialgroup.com. Don't forget Troy's YouTube channel. Search for Oak Harvest Financial Group and Troy Sharpe, and you'll find 100-plus videos there, all talking retirement, talking finances, and it's really cool. You subscribe. And so what is that, $1,000 a week?
No, it's simply how you can stay connected to us. And there's no cost or anything like that when you subscribe on YouTube. It's just simply you hit that button, and now you're connected to us. So you'll have the options of seeing more of our videos, and if you hit that little bell icon, you'll be notified when we upload new videos. And it's real cool how the YouTube channel's developed, because I first started it simply to have an inventory of videos to educate existing clients and prospective clients about some of the things that are most important to retirement, some of the things that we're doing for you, and some of the strategies that are available that you may or may not be aware of. And what it's actually grown into now is we're getting a tremendous amount of phone calls for people who are looking to have this level of planning and investment management. And because you can't have the planning without the investment management, they all go together. Now, there are certain aspects of planning you can absolutely do, but when I'm talking about a full retirement plan, I can't help you with taxes without knowing what you're doing on the investment side. For example, we can't generate an income plan if you're managing your portfolio yourself. Those things do not go together. And more importantly, the behavioral aspect of what people do with their investment portfolio is typically the number one reason, or let's say the number one threat to your actual retirement security. It's not the markets, it's not inflation, it's not taxes. Typically, if you're managing it yourself, it's your own fear. It's your own decision making. And this isn't to target you specifically, of course. It's just human nature. It's how we are designed. If it wasn't for our fear response, then humans we wouldn't be around anymore. So if you weren't afraid when there was a threat and didn't take action, you probably would not have survived throughout your entire life. So the emotional response that comes with you have no more income, I'm afraid the markets are crashing, or the markets are going down, they're down 10, they're down 20. What if it never recovers? I need to get out. I need to sell. I need to protect myself because at least I still have 800,000. That emotional response is completely expected, completely normal. It's the behavioral aspect. Now, of course, making sure you're allocated across the appropriate sectors, given the economic conditions, what the forecast for various economic factors are, making sure that you have the right positioning sizing. This is what we call asset allocation across various asset classes. And also on the security side, the equity side, you want to make sure you have the appropriate position sizing in sectors. So this would be more sector-specific position sizing. You don't want 25% of your money in one sector. If you want to be super aggressive, sure, go for it. But you want to have appropriate allocation. You want those allocations rebalanced, but more towards where we stand in the current economic cycle. And even more importantly, what are the factors that are telling us where we should be, where we anticipate being in 6 months, in 12 months, in 18 months. We want to tilt the portfolio on the investment management side to be able to benefit more from those sectors that are anticipated to grow more, whether it be because economic conditions are changing, monetary conditions are changing, whatever it may be. We don't want to go all into that one side and be unbalanced or imbalanced. We still want to have some balance, but we can tilt the portfolio a little bit. If you think about an ice tray with the water in it, but before the water has frozen, if you simply tilt one end of that ice tray down, the water is going to scoot down and it's going to be overweighted towards that corner that you've tilted down. So that's how you can position the portfolio to take advantage of some of these economic changes or upcoming changes where certain sectors or certain companies are expected to grow more than others. You don't want to be imbalanced. You just want to tilt the portfolio a little bit. And over time, by making these decisions, you can create good opportunities for yourself. So,
hey, can I ask you a quick question about YouTube
Sure.
again?
Sure.
I know this was probably at the end of last year, and I was not surprised at one. I was surprised at the other. The most watched YouTube videos that you had, number one was basically how much do I need? And the second one was the average 401k by age. Is that still the same, or because you got more out there, or are the more popular ones different topics now, or are they still the same?
Yeah, so those, because they've been out there longer and YouTube is still promoting them, they're still gaining more views. We're still getting more subscribers from those. We just did our most recent one that we released a couple of weeks ago. Well, not the most recent, but one of the most recent ones was I'm 58 with $1.4 million. Can I retire? And within about a week.
Absolutely, I could, yes.
And so this brings in an interesting topic, because I don't want to get off topic here, but the SEC recently changed a law which essentially relaxed the marketing and advertising rules. So we've had comments turned off on the YouTube channel ever since inception. But now we're able to open up comments, and I want to get into a little bit of these comments. It's probably good stuff for the radio show, because that was one of the leading responses that we saw. Yes, Troy, well, duh, if I have 1.4 million, of course I can retire. Well, the truth is, no, not a lot of you cannot retire at 58 with $1.4 million, because $1.4 million isn't nearly as much as you think it is. Now, for others, it absolutely is enough. There's no doubt about it. But so many factors come into play. Just because it seems like such a large amount of money, you have to understand you're no longer working. And at 58, you literally have to be planning for at least 30, 35 years. Possibly 40, 45 years. So now you start to break that down. You talk about inflation. Let's say you need $60,000 today. Well, in 20 years, that just to buy the same amount of goods and services, you're going to need to pull out about $100,000. So now all of a sudden you're talking about, what type of growth have I received? What is the market performance? What has that been? What is my health? How much longer am I going to live? When did I take Social Security? So all of these things come into play. But no, so my main point here, as I said, I don't want to get too far off topic, but that video had about 61,000 views in about the first week. So we're going to do a series of those videos, and we're going to show various scenarios on the YouTube channel. And we're going through all the different financial planning softwares that we use. So you, the listener, if you've been listening for many years here, you haven't reached out to us yet, but you're kind of curious, what does this process look like? If I do call, if I do come in and sit down, check out the YouTube channel. These are some of the more recent videos, and we're going to continue to release them. Again, if you subscribe, you'll be connected to us, and it'll be a little bit easier to find them. But
you are subscribing with no cost.
Yeah, there's no cost. There's no cost to do that. It just simply says, hey, I'm interested in being connected to you on the YouTube channel here, and you have to hit the bell icon to be notified. So I don't think just subscribing does that, but I believe it's part of your feed, or it's part of the videos they recommend, or it connects us somehow there on YouTube. But if you're in Houston, you're local, give us a call. Come swing by the office. We can go through this. It's a very, very relaxed situation. There's no pressure here. We have a ton of demand for our services. So I don't want to say we're selective about who we bring on board, but it has to be a good fit. We require relationships. We want people who understand what I'm talking about when I say taxes are important, that managing risk is important, that generating interest and income from whatever you've saved without going into principal is important. When I talk about your estate plan, your legacy plan, your healthcare plan, this is what we've dedicated our careers and our lives to. We're passionate about this. It's not just me. We have 25 people here that are also passionate about this, that are all working together to support you, our client. And if you're in Houston, give us a call, 1-800-822-6434.
Okay, I'm going to put you on the spot. You got a minute left in this segment, so I'm going to put you on the spot. So your client, would you prefer somebody with a lot of money or somebody that you actually like?
Somebody I like, absolutely. Because we only have clients that we like. So I will not work with anyone we don't like. Now, me personally. So there's a lot of people, there are clients of other advisors here. I don't know those people. So I can't say everyone here is someone I would like. But no, for me personally, right. It's one, I'm at that point in my career where I don't want to work with you know what. But that's just the philosophy around here. We're passionate about what we do. We operate at an extremely high level. We all put a ton of work in, a ton of time, and we care. We really, truly, truly care about what we're doing. So when you have that, and it's a high pressure, high stress job, so you can't compound all the work that we put in and how much we care with the stress that comes along with working with somebody you don't like. Now, thankfully for us, most everyone is really, really, really good people. So that does make the job a little bit easier, of course, at least that decision.
800-822-6434 if you'd like to chat with the team about your specific situation. You just go, wow, I've got an investment plan, I think, but I don't think I really have a retirement plan. Maybe you want a second opinion. You can call the team at Oak Harvest, 800-822-6434. But here's the crux of it. Actually, most of you would probably be a first opinion because you've done this yourself through work, your 401k, IRAs. Hey, I've got a little real estate. I've got some tools, and you don't really know now, how does this all work when I go to retirement? This is their job day in and day out. That's the deal. 800-822-6434. Leave the message. Frank will get back to you on Monday at some point. 800-822-6434. We're going to get into risk. We're going to get into taxes. We got a lot to get to. This is the Retirement Income Show with Troy Sharpe, the CEO and founder of Oak Harvest Financial Group.